Welcome back to another episode of the Real Friends podcast. We are joined today by two members of the Forest Film Club. We have the Chocolate Bear Mundo and we have the Raccoon Max. How are we doing, guys?
I am a trash panda.
Yes, moratorium on raccoon. It is a trash panda.
Trash panda!
To be fair.
right.
And if you don't
That's
know,
better.
you should know. This is the Chocolate Bear Mundo. I'm excited. I am a guest again. I am a guest.
Yep,
Wow.
Mundo gave me my start in podcasts, and now he's coming over to mine. So this is a pretty monumental moment for me, for sure.
Very fun. And I love your show. I love your show. I just want to say that it's a really fun listen. It's great. It's exactly what I wanted a podcast, which is something to put on while I'm driving or playing video games or doing chores.
Yep.
And it's perfect for all three.
Mm-hmm.
So we are here to talk about the Rocky Horror Picture Show from 1975, and I don't think you guys knew this when we originally talked about it. I had never seen this, so
That
Yeah.
is insane to me. It is my second favorite movie of all time.
Right behind.
Donnie Darko. Nothing will top Donnie Darko for me. Oh,
nice.
oh.
that's it.
But yeah, no.
Maybe that should be the next one because I also haven't seen that.
Please, I could go on for hours. You have no idea. I know I'm way too deep into the like multiverse thing going on there with the two different. Ugh. Anyways.
Yeah. No,
We need
can,
to. We need to.
We can 100% do that. So, yeah, we're gonna hop in pretty quick. But what I wanted to do first is, get our listeners a little taste of, who we're talking to here. So, I want to ask both of you. Most recently, what is the greatest thing you have seen?
Like as a duo or singularly? Because we watch most things together now.
Honestly, I'd have to say Novocaine. That was actually really fucking good.
Super recent. We just saw it yesterday. We've been putting it off for a while, and boy, oh boy, personally, really happy that we took the leap. We will be doing a full breakdown of Novocaine over at the Forest Film Club, so please join us on that. I will hold off my long-winded thoughts until then. I will say that the best thing that we watch and have been watching and are continuing to watch is Yellow Jackets.
Sure.
Yeah, Yellow Jackets. It's blown me away with the quality of storytelling and character work. I went into it thinking it would be another young adult show, and it's really gripped me.
I think my favorite thing is that like I started later, like a couple episodes into season 2,
I think 3.
and I still was drawn to it. Like I was able to pick up pretty quick what was happening without watching any of season 1. I did go back and watch it, but
That's something that I'm glad that you brought that up. That I think that speaks to the quality of show that it is that she came in episode 3 or 4 of season 2 and 3, and we watched 3 episodes at a time.
Okay.
Right, usually, and within those 3 episodes, she was completely caught up, knew where all the characters were, knew the stakes of everything, and was excited to go those next 3 episodes that next week.
That's
so good.
perfect. And you and I talked about it a little bit at theater practice because I haven't seen that because I assumed it was just another young adult show, right? I had no idea that it's actually a captivating show. So at some point I have to get to it. It's very hard for me to watch TV shows with how many movies I watch, but I need to get into that for sure.
I'm not interested in TV shows, really. It's not a storytelling format that I really get myself into. Anything that I watch is because of IP interest.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so to have something completely original like Yellow Jackets really reel me in is unusual. But man, I'm obsessed.
yeah, I don't really watch many. I was like thinking about that too. I don't really watch many TV shows. It's hard for me to find a TV show that I like.
Yeah.
And then
sure.
One that I can stay interested in the entire time.
Well, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
Like, long form media, that's hard. Like if you're not completely enthralled by it, like that's the tough part a lot of times when someone tells you to get into a TV show and they're like, just survive through the first season and you'll be fine. I don't want that.
I think attack. I think get this person out of my life if they think I can suffer through 8 hours of bullshit before it gets good. Okay?
Yes, exactly. Like, give me the first episode of Game of Thrones. I was completely enthralled, in the very opening. Like, and I mean, obviously we all know it got shitty at the end, but like, it was one of the greatest TV shows ever. So,
well, I always on this point I always talk about Dexter, because I thought Dexter was a really great show, and it really held my attention, and it was, ups and downs obviously for most of it, but then at the end of season 6, beginning of season 7, I don't know if the writing staff changed or whatever, but it just got so uninteresting to me that I just stopped. I just stopped, and I've never continued it. I've never finished it. Because I don't care anymore. Like, it is hard to maintain interest for... And by that point, there's, 60 episodes of it?
That's how I feel with The Walking Dead.
Oh.
I loved The Walking Dead at the start, and then it went downhill. I think we all know where it went downhill.
Yes, we do. And now there's...
I'm not going to say it, but...
There's how many spin-off shows now? Like, I think Netflix has an original spin-off with Negan now. Like, everything's... insane.
And it's just it went downhill so fast, and I just stopped watching it after that. And I haven't been able to bring myself to even finish it just because.
I was way off the Walking Dead train because of choices that were made in season 2. Like that's so crazy, because I mean, Walking Dead. I think one of the greatest first seasons ever.
Sure.
Yeah. But we're not here to talk about The Walking. I'm really excited to talk about a different kind of horror show.
Yes, absolutely. Let's get right into it. Rocky Horror Picture Show. So just a little background on it. It's a faithful adaptation of Richard O'Brien's theater production called Rocky Horror Show. If you recognize the name Richard O'Brien, he played Riff
Love
Raff.
Richard O'Brien.
He played Riff Raff in the movie. So the stage show is pretty interesting. The first time they ever put it on, it was to a sold-out crowd of 63 people.
Heck yeah!
And then word of mouth just got it bigger and bigger, and eventually, it led to its mainstay at the West End, which the West End is our Broadway, right, for the UK. So
much more affordable, I hear.
Very much more affordable.
It is. Yeah.
Not that I've ever been.
I saw. I can't. Is it called Cursed Child? Maybe the Harry Potter musical.
Yeah.
I saw that in London. That was pretty sick.
Yeah.
I want to go to London.
I would go see that just because I hear the effects are great. Isn't it just like HP fanfic?
Yes.
Pretty much.
That's exactly what it is. The book's not even worth reading, but it's cool to see It's cool to see Harry Potter live in a show. So
yeah, if I may, real quick, O'Brien, also the original Danny Zuko in Grease.
Yes, he was. So how we got the name Rocky Horror Picture Show is when Fox bought the rights to distribute it in the US, they wanted to add picture to differentiate it from, the theater show. Another thing about Fox, this is actually the first time Fox ever allowed their opening credit jingle to be changed in a film. So
interesting.
That's why it sounds more like Rocky Horror. So, but Rocky Horror Picture Show, I bought the physical media. So I want to talk a little bit about how awesome this physical media is, because when you first turn it on, right, the previews for other things that are in there, dude, is mind-boggling. So, with us being movie fans, and people that listen to this being movie fans, I just want to give you a couple of the movies they showed, because they showed a rapid-fire clip of Fox DVDs. So, from the top, one that is near and dear to Chocolate Bear over there, they showed Fight Club. Followed by...
You're supposed to talk about it.
Followed by Big Mama's House.
Okay.
Let's go.
X-Men.
We love that guy. We love
X-Men,
whatever that guy's name is. Martin
Lawrence.
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah, you did say Steve. Hey, fun fact: Steve Martin auditioned for Rocky Horror Picture Show, and they told him no. So, fun fact.
How about it? We love Steve Martin. They don't.
Die Hard.
My favorite Christmas movie.
It passes all 4 of my credentials. It is a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
We have talked about this.
Passes Novocaine, actually. If we're...
Oh, okay. All right.
Takes place during Christmas, and there's
All right.
there's 2 of them.
There's your initial snippet. We are, like you said, going to talk about Novocaine. I just got back from watching it a second time, so tune in. We're going to talk all about it here.
Yeah.
We have Arnold Schwarzenegger's True Lies.
Whoa, love that movie.
Dude, I'm saying, like, this gave me a list of movies to rewatch just seeing these previews.
Yeah.
And just like a couple more. Alien, Speed, Keanu Reeves' Speed, which is an underrated film in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely.
Independence Day, and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Love Mrs.
So, yeah, just those rapid clips. Like, Physical Media, man, is so great. You can just pop it in and get these previews for stuff. Like, I mean, I had to pause it and go back to do it. And it's funny because when you get through those, then they give you an opening, like, title screen, but without the title screen. And it gives you 3 options to select. It says US version, UK version, or there's another one that says I'm scared. Like, I'm too scared.
Yes, it did.
If you select I'm too scared, it just takes you back to the beginning of the previews again.
Yes.
Stop it, that's so funny.
Yes. This is how I initially watched Rocky Horror Picture Show. I remember that very well.
Yeah, because I had to play with it. And I was interested in the US and UK version because I wanted to see what the big difference was. There's really not that big of a difference. The only big one is at the very end of the movie, there's an additional song that they cut out from the US version.
Yes,
So.
when Frankfurter's ship is flying away, I believe.
Yes, yeah, it's called Superheroes. Yeah, I think it's called Superheroes. It was whatever. Like, I don't mind they cut it out. It wasn't great.
It didn't add anything. I've watched that as well, and yeah.
I mean, I think anything that happened in that end was just kind of like that ending was so. The ending is so weird,
dude. We'll get there, but the whole third act really lost me.
Yeah.
Really lost me. And I love weird shit. Yeah. It's not that it was weird. I found it disinteresting. But I think that speaks to how good the rest of the movie is, though. That, you know, I still feel that way. So,
and we'll get into it, but there's like thematic things going on with that as well.
Sure, 100%. Real quick, I do want to say, I want to thank the YouTube page Demented Pictures. They helped me a lot in my research of fun facts for stuff, so wanted to put that out there. But yeah, let's dive right into it, dude. Rocky Horror Picture Show. The very
may I ask Max here a question quick? Max, how did you get introduced to Rocky Horror Picture Show? When was the first time that you saw it? Do you even remember a life without Rocky Horror?
I'm a theater kid, the fuck?
Of course.
I mean, what theater kid hasn't?
Me, I'm a theater kid. I majored in theater.
Okay, sure you did. No, it just, you know, I'm pretty sure it was introduced to me. A lot of my theater people were just talking about it, and I was like, what, like 12? And I was like...
That's prime Rocky Horror age.
I was like, you know
what? I feel like it is.
Yeah, prime.
I remember this. We got into the conversation about Meatloaf, and they were telling me about how Meatloaf got his start in Rocky Horror Picture Show, and I'm like,
right.
What is that?
Yeah.
And then they played me his song.
Whatever Happened to You Saturday Night.
Oh my god. Hopatootie. I was like, what is it called?
Yeah,
Hopatootie.
Hopatootie. Bless my soul.
Yeah, bless my soul. But that song was so good that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try it out. Watched it, and I could never go back. I watch it too often.
One of those ones.
Yeah, we watched it just a couple weeks into seeing each other. We watched.
And then we watched it again. Because I love it.
Because I think it was about Harry Potter, but I saw a meme where it's like, I didn't know watching this movie at 12 years old, my entire personality would be based on this. But
yeah.
It makes sense. Meatloaf is cool because, like you said, he got his start in this, right? He was relatively unknown. So someone that wanted to play Eddie was the greatest rock musician of all time. Elvis Presley wanted to play Eddie in the film, and they told him no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
The director told him, I want to keep the cast from the theater production as the actors, which they had to make a compromise for Fox because Fox wanted American actors. So Fox, that's why we have Susan Sarandon and Barry Bostwick. Yeah, Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, Barry Bostwick.
That's why they
the
were
famous
cast.
Barry Bostwick.
Yeah, that's why they were cast as Brad and Janet, because they wanted American actors. So. But yeah, Meatloaf at first didn't want to take this on because he didn't agree with the homosexual tendencies of the film. But the first time they put it on, he was so enthralled by the cast and how much they loved it that he was all about. Or sorry, the audience. He was so enthralled by their response that he was all about it. So.
I love Meatloaf. My mom raised me listening to Meatloaf. I mean, all of his albums. She had almost all of his CDs, so they were constantly playing in the car.
Yeah.
So I heard all I had to hear was Meatloaf.
Well,
yes!
It's really funny, too, that, on back-to-back episodes I've done with Chocolate Bear, we've talked about Meatloaf. Because in our movie draft, we talked about Tenacious D, and he's the dad in Tenacious D. So, never thought in a movie podcast we'd be talking about Meatloaf, but hey, here we are. And we'll talk about him again
here we are!
If we ever do
Quite
Fight Club.
eclectic.
Yeah.
Quite eclectic.
Very.
So, I love Meatloaf.
Yeah, Meatloaf's great. So, yeah, let's
Maybe
dive
I'm so good in that.
Let's dive into the movie. So, it opens with the very iconic lips. They were
my favorite.
Dude, so good. They're inspired by a painting by Man Ray called The Lips, which also inspired the Rolling Stones logo. Which that's really cool, and it makes a lot of sense because Mick Jagger auditioned for Frank.
And Patricia Quinn. Typically in the show, it is Magenta who sings this while sprawled out on the criminologist's piano. Mm-hmm. She only took this role so she could sing this song.
Yeah.
And that was pretty upset whenever they went with O'Brien.
Yeah.
Very fun.
In the version I saw, she actually sings the song.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Good.
on my DVD copy, yeah, she actually sang the song. But I know that, the director wanted O'Brien to be the one to sing it because it's his show.
And if you watch it on any of the streaming stuff, it's that one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that one where he's
Yep, absolutely. So, we launch right into a wedding scene, which has one of my favorite things. I wish I had watched this prior to getting married because my car 100% would have said what that car says. It says, wait till tonight. She got hers, he'll get his.
Yeah.
Which is a great indicator of how horny things are going to be. You don't realize it right now. But it's a great little subtextual thing.
100%. Yeah, you're like, all right, buckle up. Especially when you watch it again, you're like, oh, okay. I understand. But yeah, this is where we meet Janet and Brad. I talked about them a little bit. Most of the original cast is in it, like Tim Curry, Patricia Quinn, etc. And this is actually
love Tim Curry.
We talked about it being Meatloaf's first film. This is Tim Curry's first film also.
And you know what? I love that man. Oh.
Yeah.
I think sorry.
No, you're good. Originally, they wanted a big muscular dude, but they were so blown away by Tim Curry's audition that they cast him. And it's funny because he originally was doing a German accent, like a heavy German accent. And then he was on the tube and heard some lady over enunciating the Queen's English. And he was like, oh, I'm doing that. I want to do that.
Oh, I'm doing that. Brilliant. Yeah, that's good. Inspiration come from anywhere.
Yeah, and I love the way he delivers his lines, dude. Sound proud.
You know what?
There was some of that in Edgar's in Richard's Edgar, if you notice. There was a lot of watching it because it was after we had gotten cast, obviously, but watching it, I was like, oh, this is the voice, like
yeah, that's
over pronunciation. weird pauses between words and inflections.
Yeah.
You know what I love? You know what I love? He was great in that. I just want to know, because I can't even do it, where the hell did he learn to walk in those heels? Because I can't even do that. And I excuse, that's the one thing I look at when he's walking around in those things. I'm like, how is he not breaking an ankle? Like, he does it so flawlessly. Like, how long did he just walk around in heels?
Yeah,
how long did he walk around in heels just to be able to do that? That is so good. I've always been baffled by that.
It's so crazy to me. This is one of those ones where it's like, why have I never watched this movie? Like, how have I never watched this movie? Because this is so culturally iconic. Like, the costumes, especially Frank's costumes, they think inspired the Sex Pistols to dress like they did. Like, this was such a monumental thing in culture, which is crazy because when the film first came out, it flopped. Like, they canceled it, like, very shortly after it came out.
They do. They just Library of Congress in 2005 selected it to be culturally, aesthetically, and contemporaneously important to American culture because of how influential it became. You mentioned the iconography of the lips at the front, but I mean, this is a movie that happens over and over, and that's where that came from. You end up being Leonardo DiCaprio from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, constantly pointing at the screen.
Yeah,
it's great. It's great.
Yeah, 100%. So this is where I mean, I enjoy the very first song, the science fiction double feature. Dude, I think "Damn It, Janet" is my favorite song on the show.
Damn It, Janet is. Oh, it's one of those where I can't help but sing it when it comes on. Like, I can't not.
Yeah,
it's so good.
I just told my Alexa to stop talking when this started because it was playing "Damn It, Janet."
Like, it is just it is a good.
And it's so lyrically interesting because at this point, you have that double feature picture show is my favorite song in Rocky Horror, I think, and that's mostly because I'm a big science fiction guy, right? And I love those science fiction movies. Yeah. I've seen every movie that thing references because of this movie, right? I see them because of this movie. But then you have this really fun moment in Damn It, Janet, where he's talking about where their relationship began when they met in the science exam it.
It's so
right, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, this movie has such control of the human language. It's really, really incredible to watch it the first time to get it, but like you said, that second time you watch it, that third time, fourth time, it's really marvelous the way it sprawls out.
Saying you love words, so I bet you just love that little play on.
Oh my god, dude! The moment he says "science exam it," I'm like, that's like heroin to me,
It's cool too. Like the first time I watched it, so I watched it twice in the past couple days to get ready for this. And the first time I watched it, what drew me in so much was the American Gothic painting aesthetic with the people saying Janet. Like, I thought that was so cool.
Janet.
Like, the way they use paintings in this is it's awesome.
Well, not just people, because this is where we get that kind of like peek into all them, because it's Frank and
it's Frank and Magenta doing that with
Magenta and
in Columbia,
Riff Raff,
and Riff Raff. Thank you, sorry, and so like you really don't know how long this has been planned out, right? Which, once again, just speaks to the intricacy that, on surface level, it seems very simple.
Sure.
But that second time, you're like, oh man, are those supposed to be the characters that the actors are playing? And if it is, what's really happening?
Yeah, well, and I missed it the first time, but I saw it the second. You get like that exact thing with the criminologist, because we go to his office and he has Riff Raff circled with an arrow pointed at him in the background.
Just like pointed out.
Yeah, very. And Tim Curry
I think
in the
it's
bag
a little plan
above everyone. Yeah, I think so too. But we talk about on a lot of the Forest Film Club podcasts how we don't like, voiceovers. What I do like is something like this, where we have a narrator that keeps snapping us in and out of the story.
I love that.
I love it. Yeah, I think that's so cool. So, we go a little farther. Janet and Brad are now engaged. They're heading to see the doctor that gave them their examit when they first met.
Damn it.
And they have a blown tire, so they decide,
because of course that happens.
Yeah, so what's
they just drove over it. They didn't hit it the first time, but they hit it this, even though he went straight back. That makes sense.
Yeah,
sure,
whatever. And apparently Brad doesn't like people that ride motorcycles, so that's interesting.
Okay, can we talk about how much of the world's biggest square Brad is? He is nothing but even angles. Like, this dude wouldn't know to walk in from the rain.
Right? Yeah, no idea. And to plug an upcoming episode we have, Kyle, my friend Kyle and I are going to be doing Beetlejuice, and this guy reminds me so much of Adam Maitland. It's unbelievable. Like, just the biggest square in the world. It's great.
Not a bad comparison.
Yeah.
But then Brad just decides, hey, let's go back and check out that creepy castle. And Janet goes along because she doesn't want him to fall in love with someone at the castle and never come back.
These are stock characters. These are stock ideas, right?
Yes.
This whole thing is a play on old science fiction and horror movies. And so it's really interesting to see these characters. We know who they are. We know what they are. Are they going to change as the movie goes on? Are they going to surprise us? It's really an interesting setup.
Yeah. No, 100%. And then we get, I can't remember the name of the song. I think it's The Light On at Frankenstein's Place or something. We get
there's a light over at the Frankenstein castle.
I don't know what it's called, but that's the words.
Into my life.
Yeah, I don't mind
So
that song.
good.
It's not my favorite by any means, but
It's
fine.
not my favorite, but it tickles a part in the back of my brain that I love.
Yeah, yeah, I do.
You watch it, if it's a part of your life, like it's a part of our life, every song in this is a banger to us.
Yeah, sure.
It's unfair for us to be like, oh yeah, this song's good or not good, because honestly,
I love them all.
I've been obsessed with it. At some point in my life, every one of these songs was my favorite from this movie.
It's so good.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, we get to the castle, right, and they open the door, and there's Riff Raff, who's telling them that they're wet, and yes, they are.
And then goes into another absolute fucking banger.
Oh my god.
Which what's funny is I danced for so many years of my life, and we actually, I think it was for a recital, we did the Time Warp, and we did the moves. It was actually really fun. I liked it. It was a fun one.
Was it ballet or what was it for that?
No, it was that one would have been jazz.
Okay, that makes sense. Either ballet or
Yeah.
jazz for sure.
Yeah.
So a cool thing about Time Warp. First of all, it rips. I didn't know this show, and I knew that song. Like, it rips.
I think everyone does.
Yeah,
Yes.
as a theater kid, there's no escaping the time.
Oh yeah, no.
The moment you hear somebody shout, it's just a jump to the left. You know what's happening.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Put your
So-
hands on your head.
So
Sorry.
another fun fact about it, when Riff Raff opens that clock, that's a real human skeleton. So
Excuse me?
Yeah, it was some lady's husband that she owned that clock and had preserved him in the clock. So
Brilliant.
But so that
Brilliant.
song was a late addition to the production, and they put it in for two reasons. So first, they wanted to showcase Little Nell. They wanted to showcase her talent in ballet. So they wanted to include that, so she got to do it. But the second reason was, when they were getting this together, they were concerned the runtime wasn't long enough, so they wrote another song and added it in. And it just so happens to be the most iconic song from the film. Was the one you just threw in at the end.
Yeah. I watched Rocky Horror Picture Show because back in the day, VH1 and MTV and all these music video channels, they would do pop-up music videos, which was, I know that this is a foreign concept, watching music videos on the TV for you people.
Oh man,
But
I miss it.
so what they would do is you would watch the music video, but as you were watching it, little blurbs would come up all around the screen telling you background details about the production, the songwriting, whatever. Right, and this just so happened to be on one day while I'm hanging out with my friends, and all of a sudden, we were obsessed. Right, we learned things about this movie, the production behind it. When Columbia falls at the end from spinning, that was a mistake, and she was really pissed off at herself from it. But she had to get right back into choreography, which is why she has that evil, pissed off face, and she slams her hat back on because they wouldn't call cut.
Okay. Well, yeah, because that makes sense. That happens a couple times, stuff like that, and we'll get into it. But they had such a short time to get this film out and they had a small budget, so a lot of times they didn't cut things. There's certain pieces of scenery that should have been different, but they didn't have time to fix it. So
I have a really fun fact later on about that. Really, one of my favorite facts about this movie.
Is it the doctor? Is it the doctor's entrance?
Yeah. One of my favorite little things with the time warp is the kind of like going silent to jump back to the narrator, to do the little like that is just it's so good to me.
It's great.
And maybe my favorite shot of the whole movie is him standing on his piano.
He does the jump
during the pelvic thrust, and his arms are up, and it's so funny.
Dude, the narrator for me just kept making this movie. Like,
it
was
good,
show, but
really.
he stole the show continuously.
So much like Max here, I did a lip sync contest, a charity lip sync contest one time, and me and the group that I was with, we did the time warp. So for those moments that it cut back to the criminologist, we had a guy standing to the side with one of those really long stick pointers, and he would be ripping down pieces of paper that had step-by-step instructions of the time warp as it went on.
Please tell me you won. Did you win?
Oh yeah, we won.
Okay.
Yeah, we won. And then we got some prize money, but then we ended up just giving the prize money back to the charity organization.
Yeah, no, that's us. That's sick.
No, it's so fun. So fun. It's the best song maybe ever composed by a humankind.
It's gotta be up there, dude. It's gotta be up there.
And it is what made me absolutely fall in love with Columbia. Like, I love her. Yeah. She is my all-time favorite.
Columbia rips. She's really
But
great.
if that's not enough, not only do you get the most banger of banger musical songs ever, but you get, in my opinion, one of the essential character introductions directly afterwards with a transsexual transvestite.
That is my favorite song.
That
is my favorite song.
Is it's a performance that can only be seen to believe, really.
Yep. 100%.
The coming down the elevator, little heel click, like, oh my God, iconic. The turn, just like the face right there at you, like,
He has a cape over him, so as he's walking, you can't help but wonder, what is this dude doing with his cape?
The power strut to the front. That. Like, he owned that strut. Like,
and then as if a perfect exclamation point right at the end of that throws off the cape.
It's just so. Oh, I don't even have words. It's so beautiful.
Speaking of words, he has my favorite 2-word combo in the entire show when he says "satanic mechanic."
Oh, this is what I mean by the command of the English language in this movie.
Yeah, man.
We'll get you a So you got caught with the flat that looks directly at the camera.
Well, how about that? No, that is what I am a huge sucker for fourth wall breaks. I love it. And that one, the way it's just dramatic, like, well, how about that? Like, oh, please.
And once again, speaks to this idea that he's planned this out.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was the other thing.
It's really marvelous.
Smirks, like, oh, you know what you did.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you did. Please.
Who could have possibly planned you guys to have a flat tire right now? That's crazy, dog.
And it's really funny because this is in my, like, you know, I talk about how in another episode how Marty McFly's a pussy. Brad's a pussy too, and this is the only moment. This is the only moment in the movie where he tries to get tough, and immediately it's gone because he's like. He's like, I requested to use your phone, which I thought was a reasonable request, and you refused it. And he's just like, oh, you're aggressive. Like,
oh, what a manly man he is.
Aren't you proud of him? Like,
I mean,
really good, really good.
I mean, to be fair, how can you take someone seriously when you strip them down to their boxers, you know?
Yeah.
But once again, you know, and you are absolutely right. It is a great mechanism to take somebody out of their own element. All of a sudden, any sort of bite that this dog may have had is now a whimper.
Yeah.
Now he's been demasculated, right? He's been held captive. He can't do anything to help his wife, who he just got married to. What can this dude do to maintain to maintain this aura of manlyhood? And and it's all being taken away from him by a dude who's cross-dressing.
Yeah.
It's all being taken away from a dude who's cross-dressing.
I mean, really. And look at him.
Yeah, if you're not being shaken with awe in Tim Curry wearing women's undergarments, I don't know what
Tim Curry in lingerie. Tim Curry in lingerie was just all I needed in life.
Yeah, I never knew the clown from It had it like that.
Right, dude. Like that's
no idea.
That's the butler from Clue. Damn.
So yeah, after you know, at the end of this song, he invites them up there to his lab to see what he's been working on that night. I got a real taste when we went up to the lab. It felt very Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka to me.
Yeah,
like it's very bright. It's very like foreboding. Like that's just the vibe I got.
But it's ominously empty.
Yeah,
there's like nothing in there. It's weird.
It once again speaks to this dichotomy of character that he's playing.
And the weird little like up above, just like you kind of just like go in circles like that on the ramp. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, nice little landing area. Everybody, all the guests are wearing party hats and have those weird little party.
That's my favorite thing.
There's a little person there for some reason. There's a little person. There's somebody there's a paraplegic in like an electrified wheelchair. What is going on at this party? Who are these guests?
Friends. Clearly.
So yeah, you know, we go up there and he invites them to stay for the night, right? And
more like forces them.
Yeah, he doesn't ask anything. Let's be clear.
Yeah. And that's when we meet Rocky. So you know, they bring to life Rocky and
namesake.
Yeah, the namesake of the show. And
Rocky makes me uncomfortable.
I felt very betrayed when I found out that wasn't him singing, that it was dubbed over. It's because
that hurts. What?
Yeah, he was a male model, and they liked his picture on a magazine, so they casted him.
I guess that makes sense.
He couldn't sing, but it stinks because like the you know, I said I didn't really like the third act, but like the stage show when he's singing, I was all about it. I was like, dude, his voice is incredible, but it wasn't him. So
not his voice.
And he speaks in his song about the sword of Damocles. For those of you who aren't into mythology as some of the other people who don't know who Damocles is, it's a really important thing thematically. Once again, this idea that all of this language that's being spoken to in this movie, both actually spoken, sung, and what we see with our eyes, right? He is being brought to life by somebody who has discovered the power of life. This makes Frankfurter the most important and powerful person on this planet, and he comes out that tank knowing that he must obey this guy for the rest of his life. And that's really the mission of the mythological hero Damocles, whose sword is always being used for the protection or order of the god Dionysus. Right? Okay. Dionysus can take him away at any moment, much as he believes Frankfurter could take his life away at any moment.
Him.
And he could.
He will.
And he will.
Ask Eddie.
Yeah.
Ask Eddie.
Yeah.
And then we get probably my favorite Frank song, and I Can Make You a Man. Right after that.
Just 7 days. I can make you a man. It's so good. It's so good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
again, how did he learn to walk in those heels?
You know, whenever I would,
he struts it back with it too.
So good, so hot. It is.
Oh, it's hot.
My first time watching this movie, I really didn't understand what was going on at this point, and so I took this song to mean in 7 days he could transform you into Rocky.
Oh.
Not that he could create a person whole cloth in 7 days.
Okay.
You know, and so. I don't know. I don't know if that means anything. I just thought that was a weird thing that I thought when I was younger.
Yeah. No, that's an interesting way to look at it because, it would feed into that too, like when he's talking about how he's making this making this man. Yeah. He's like playing with Riff Raff's. Yeah, he's playing with Riff Raff's hair and he's like, I've got a man blonde of hair, I could see how you could think that for sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Then we've got the big entrance of Mr. Meatloaf himself, Eddie.
Eddie!
And this is cool because Meatloaf was unable to perform and ride the motorcycle at the same time, right? So they had a stunt double do it. When he was initially coming in on one of the takes, the motorcycle flipped over and he broke his leg and he couldn't continue on. So they took a wheelchair and added handlebars and stuff to it, and they used that, and that's why we have the close-up view of Meatloaf instead of seeing the view, bike. Yeah, we have that close-up view, and that's really cool. And then he sings "Hot Patootie, Bless My Soul." Such a banger.
I really love that.
So good. Yes. Yeah.
It's so. It's one of those songs that I listen to as if it was just a normal song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, the telltale marking of a truly great and timeless musical, and I'm not a musical by any means.
Love
right, at all. I was shocked and you wanted to come on for this because you don't like musicals. I was shocked.
Yeah. I think the telltale sign of a truly great musical is having at least one song in your show that can be played independently of the show and really bring people in and enjoy it. And I think, as you guys are saying, this is that song.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like you always say, if you don't know now, you know. Meatloaf's a rock star. Meatloaf is a star. He's so good.
Oh my god, a legend. Oh my, he's got so many amazing songs. So many really long songs. We really pushed that.
one of my first CDs was Bat Out of Hell. That was one of my first. So good. Yeah, I feel like that's his iconic album. Yeah.
Oh, my mom had it for
sure. 100%. And as you can't get a bigger true American rock star than Meatloaf.
Yeah.
And so to really see him at this stage of his career really have all of the energy and iconic symbolism that he has from our idea of Meatloaf.
Right.
Is really astounding. It's like he had it figured out before he figured it out, almost.
Yeah.
What kind of star he was going to be.
For sure. But just as soon as we fall in love with him, Frank kills him.
Like I said, he will kill you.
What did you think of that, Alex?
It was pretty jarring. I wasn't really ready for it, honestly.
It hurt.
It gets brutal. It's brutal.
Yeah.
It's go on. Sorry.
I feel like what And again, while Columbia, like her heartbreak, it made me cry. I'm like, no, baby, like please, it's okay.
She has this nasally, high-pitched voice that I personally find exceedingly irritating.
Oh no, I love it.
But it lends a gravitas for when she does a scream like that really makes you clench with pain.
Yep.
You know, in one breath of scream, this girl really established the importance that Meatloaf had to her and to her.
Yeah. No, yeah, 100%. And yeah, I it's interesting that he justifies it as a mercy killing too. Like, like what?
I'll tell you what right now, dude. I think thought here, John Kramer's probably a transsexual from Transylvania because the Jigsaw Killer and Frankenfurter have the exact same idea of what murder is.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Mister, I don't kill anybody. Oh, okay, Mister.
There's 10 movies to the detriment of that, my friend. Like,
yeah.
At least Frankfurter has the gumption to be like, well, it was a mercy killing. Okay, I did kill him. He probably is a lot less in pain.
And then he looks at Riff Raff and he goes, "Did I make a mistake? Should I not have taken half of his brain for Rocky?" Like, what?
Yeah. And that's crazy then. So now we have established that not only can he build you a body, right? He can artificially make a body, but he can take half a brain from somebody and insert that in. All of a sudden, this movie has become very gruesome.
Yeah. And it's, you know, this movie obviously was based on Frankenstein. It's interesting to me that the Frankenstein monster is the beautiful one, and the person he took something from looks like actually Frankenstein. He's got, you know, the stitches and the blood up on his head. Like, it's very interesting decision they made.
Yeah.
That's a great call. I never thought about it like that, but I thought that was a great. That's a great observation.
Yeah, I wish Meatloaf at some point had played Frankenstein, but I think Meatloaf passed away now, so...
Yeah, Meatloaf is dead.
Yeah, rest in peace to a legend.
And yet still somehow Kanye West is around. How did we... what Faustian bargain did we get for that?
Can we trade
Kanye? I saw a TikTok yesterday, and it was like top 10 most annoying celebrities, and it was just 10 pictures of Kanye.
I agree.
So, yeah, you know, Eddie is gone, and so Rocky and Frank depart for the bridal suite.
I'm sorry, but could you imagine being Brad or Janet at this moment? Like, imagine the fucking whirlwind that's going on in their brain.
They are the most, like, vanilla bitches, and their entire world got flipped upside down in one
because of
a flat tire.
Because the movie implies that the time work is diegetic. Right? The movie implies that was a dance number that they saw. So they appeared at this person's house.
She passed out. She was...
so they went into this person's house. They saw a skeleton in a closet. A bunch of weirdos in lab coats did a musical number for them. This dude comes down in an elevator, reveals he's a cross-dresser, that he can build a body from half the brain of a man he just killed.
Yeah.
And all of this has happened within the last, 90 minutes for you.
I'm convinced, because when they come in, like, Janet asks Brad, like, where do you think we are? And he's like, I don't know, some kind of hunting cabin for weirdos. Like, do you think he still thinks that? Like, it's just a hunting cabin for weirdos?
Yeah, because it's an entire castle. That is a hunting cabin.
Hunting cabin of weirdos. He said, do you guys know how to do the Charleston?
He would say that. He
would say that, absolutely.
Oh my god, dude.
And it makes this next part even crazier then, because now Brad and Janet go to their separate bedrooms, and they both have sex with Frank.
Which is crazy.
Directly after he killed someone, they both are like, oh, well, if you won't tell, and they both...
They're still in shock.
Yeah,
They're still in shock. They don't know what they're doing.
But Dude, Frankfurter takes her virginity.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Takes her virginity.
That easily. Like
that easily.
Yeah. He's like, you haven't been spoiled yet. And she's like, well, if you won't tell Brad.
Well, if you won't tell Brad is crazy.
Yeah. Now what do we feel about this moment exactly? Like, how does this make us change our view of Brad and Janet? Or does it at all? These are stock characters, right? These are characters who should be morally good and question any evil that they see or encounter.
I got traumatized. I feel like I'm gonna let them go on this one.
This is exactly where I'm getting at, Sweetness. This is exactly where I'm getting at. This is a direct establishment of how much they have been put through. It's such a short amount of time that it is absolutely warping their idea of morality.
Yeah. And for me, I thought even less about them and just more about Frank, because I'm understanding just how much power Frank has over every situation that he encounters.
It's that sword of Damocles.
Yeah.
That Rocky was just talking.
I mean, when you're not, fuck, ain't even human.
He's not even human. None of them are human.
Right.
That's a great point.
None of them are human.
None of them are human.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
So
Yeah.
they have that little.
Having watched it for the first time, the alien thing really didn't click for me until later. Like, I heard it and I was like, whatever. Like, it didn't click for me until I physically saw them looking like aliens. I was like, oh, they are not people. That makes sense. Like, I thought they were just psychos, which they are. But
They're from
the planet Transsexual.
Yeah.
In the galaxy of Transylvania.
Yeah.
So how crazy is it that two different cultures from across the universe both came up with a name for a place called Transylvania?
Yeah.
Right? It's like there's like a Aborigines culture in Australia that dog means dog to them. Somehow them completely isolated from the world and the English language both decided that dog would be the name for this animal.
That's funny.
It's one of the rarest occurrences in all of language.
Yeah, no, that's insane.
You know?
Actually.
Yeah. I think if you guys can't tell, I think this movie has a lot to say about communication.
Oh yeah, 100%. But yeah, while all the sexy time is happening, Riff Raff and Magenta are tormenting Rocky, and so Rocky runs away. And Janet, it's so funny because Janet just cheated on Brad, and then she sees him doing that.
Hold on, time out. Run it back real quick, because what is with the weird incest relationship between Magenta and Riff Raff?
They're aliens. They're aliens from Perry County. Like, I don't know. Like,
just a sweet transvestite from Pennsylvania, Transylvania.
Weird little hand thing, and then
oh my god!
I cannot, why? I'm sorry.
Are they siblings?
They say they are.
Yeah. No, they say they are.
So we can assess that it is not taboo on their planet for brother and sister to be.
But they very much hide that. So I think it is.
Well, because they know that it's taboo here.
Sure.
But they want to fit in. But whenever they're in private, they let that down.
But not even around Frank or anything. They're very secretive.
Well, I think that you are correct about that. I do think that Frank would want to keep it in secret as much as
true.
Yeah, keep the illusion alive for sure.
Yeah. No, I get. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Well, and it seems very much that Frank is trying to break away from whatever alien culture they had, right? That leads to his demise. So it would make perfect sense for him to not.
Yes, and
because they want to leave, and he does not want to leave.
Correct.
They're like, Earth rips. We want to stay in America. They would never elect a dictator. Unlike what's happening on Transylvania.
And then these two are like, can we go back home now?
Yeah, right.
I just want to go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go home.
I want to go do the time warp over and over again. That's all I want.
It's just a jump to the left.
And then in Transylvania will time warp again.
Oh my god.
But yeah, so Rocky runs away and gets in his birth tank and he's hiding. And Janet, after her
birth tank is crazy, dog. Birth tank. I don't know what else I would call it, but
that's what it is.
Birth tank.
But yeah, Janet.
I was
Janet
tanked
sees,
at a birth.
Janet sees Brad doing his post-sex cigarette and is like, Brad, how could you do this to me? And then she fucks Rocky.
Bitch. Dude, this is the moment where I'm like, okay, maybe Susan Sarandon don't got it like that.
You know, honestly, that song, I do not like her voice. It grinds my gears. I hate it. And that's what really makes me hate that song. It's not great. She plays a very good Janet. Very good Janet. Very like innocent, you know, all those things. But yeah, her voice, I don't know what it is. I don't care for it. I don't like it.
Yeah, what's the deal there? Is that a her thing, or is that like maybe it's a song that by rote is pitched too high to be easy?
No, because even like her singing the other songs, I just wasn't a fan of it.
I don't know. The light over at the Frankenstein place, I thought her voice was great in that. You know, I feel like it might be
bad.
I feel like it might be like a Hugh Jackman situation where he shouldn't have been in Les Mis, but The Greatest Showman it matched his pitch. Like maybe it's something like that.
Yeah, maybe. And once again, we're speaking to the effect that all this trauma has had on this woman, right? Mm-hmm. She has gone through all this horrible stuff, and who has let all this horrible stuff happen to her? Brad.
Fucking Brad.
Yeah.
Right? So it's only natural then that she would at least attempt a relationship with the thing that she sees that is the most opposite of Brad that could possibly exist.
Well, and super pure too. I mean, he was just made. Like she's looking for something pure. So then this is where we meet my favorite character, Dr. Scott.
Oh my god.
And please tell us your fun fact about Dr. Scott.
Dr. Scott has one of the greatest entrances of all time. Okay, he gets magnetized in his wheelchair to go all through Frankenfurter's castle. And busts through the wall of the laboratory. The reason why this is because they forgot to build a door.
And they didn't have time to build one, so that's just what they did.
It's just plowing through, baby.
That's amazing.
God.
That is amazing. Oh my god. Imagine being told, so we don't have the time to build a door, so we're just gonna launch you through it. You cool with that? Oh, awesome.
He says, well, as long as we do it safely, right? And they say, what?
You're going through a wall.
And you think about it, it had to be perfect because you only get one take at that. If you don't have time to build a door, you don't have time to fix a wall. And
you don't have time to build a wall, baby.
Yeah, you just gotta run it, dude.
Oh my god, dude. And this dude who's playing this doctor, give him a raise.
Right?
Whatever he's being paid is not enough.
Yeah. Like, he is so good. He's gonna come in and sing I know we keep on saying it, but another one of my favorite songs describing Eddie's childhood.
Oh, dude.
When
It's so
Then he did it like a said he knew he wasn't no good kid. Then he threatened your life with a switchblade knife.
What a guy.
Makes you cry. Und I did.
Yeah, und I did.
Ooh, I like it whenever he does it slow at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, so at that point they're at the dinner scene, right? They're all sitting together after Brad sees that Janet had just slept with Rocky, and then they pull the tablecloth away.
Max, go ahead.
No,
pop off, man.
Hold on. Because
she's dying to talk about this.
Before they even, like, he's hinting towards it. And again, where it hurts, because, like, the realization for Columbia as she starts crying in her room with her little part of the song, it is just so, oh my god, her room all decked out with Eddie. Oh,
you know, she says it,
baby.
You know, everybody was afraid of him. I loved him.
Right.
You know, he said, stay safe with me. Right? Much like Brad is Janet's aura of safety, this is what he was for Columbia.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happens, Max?
It's, you know, like, they all have the realization, and they all, like, put their chests out. They're all just kind of like, oh, God. And the dramatic, this is my favorite, like, my favorite, like, you knew it was coming, you know, but the reveal, my all-time favorite reveal, because he just went back, and they're all like...
So, here's my problem with this scene, right? They're eating Eddie. Why is it a roast?
Yeah.
Why is it a roast? Why is it not a meatloaf? It should have been a meatloaf.
It should have been a meatloaf.
But then you don't get that sick plug-in cutter.
Yeah.
You get that sick plug-in cutter, obviously.
The stare down. Oh, and then as if he's already, like, Frank's already pissed. And then when Rocky gets scared, runs right up to Janet. So, whoa, shit's about to hit the fan. Everyone's angry now.
Well, and this is the biggest moment in the movie when I realized Brad was a pussy, because Frank hits her, and he just grabs the doctor and runs away. Like, he doesn't do anything about it. Like
get away from my wife. Like, nope, just runs right now.
Yeah.
No, leaves like a dad going to get cigarettes. Just leaves.
Like, oh, I got a place. It's work. I gotta go. You know, like, and she's just like, all right, bye.
Yep.
Like, who you have the choice to save some, like, doctor or your fiance that you're about to marry, and he goes, I'm gonna take the doctor. Like, okay. Dude's old. Go after your wife.
And this,
your fiance.
Hey, hold up. Now, this doctor, they did meet in his science exam.
They did.
Damn
they
it.
Did. The examine. Yeah. Respect the examine.
Damn it.
This is when the movie starts to go downhill and I start to get kind of disinterested.
Yes. I see the vision.
After the chase, you know, and they're all, like, frozen, you're a hot
uses
dog.
His Medusa transducer, isn't that what it's called? Like,
you're a hot dog.
Yeah, that's
and you
so
better
funny.
not try and hurt her, Frankfurt. You're a hot dog. Excuse me?
I'm sorry, y'all, but why is he calling them a hot dog?
I don't know.
They all call him a hot dog.
Because of Frankfurt is a hot dog.
Yeah, okay.
Got it.
That's
Got it.
So Frankfurt is a kind of hot dog.
I did forget.
I would know that. For those of you who don't know, you should know I love hot dogs.
Yeah, I was going to say, I forgot.
It's an obsession.
I forgot to introduce you as our resident hot dog expert.
Hey, did you know that she sells out, throws out like $92,000 worth of hot dogs in January?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
so insane.
I forgot to tell you this, but I'm glad I can say it now because we're talking about hot dogs. So my wife had extra money left from her, like, stipend or whatever, and she's like, hey, I can get you sheets. What do you want? I was like, whatever money you have, just get me hot dogs. I show up to a bag of 16 hot dogs.
Did you eat them all?
Not yet. I've got 4 left.
Oh, shit. What are you doing? Go eat them.
2 days ago. Like, I just took them out of the bun, cut them up, and I'm just eating them for lunch.
Okay.
Bro, go eat your fucking hot dog.
I will after we're done, probably.
Man,
Oh.
don't gotta tell me twice. Man, I could go for a hot dog right now. Little mustard, little onion, hell yeah.
There you go. That's the best. We should go. Have you ever gone to Squeeze in Sunbury?
No, but if they have hot dogs, I'm in.
It's a restaurant that's smaller than the size of this room, and they just sell hot dogs. It's awesome.
Oh wait,
Where?
I have been there.
Where in
Okay.
Sunbury?
It's on Market Street. Up on
Yeah, it's like on
past
that
the
main-
subway.
Town? Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Thomas Edison lit the first light bulb in Sunbury. Let's give it some love.
Okay, and now it's a shithole.
Okay. Fine. It's
And
fine.
you get mugged there.
You can get mugged anywhere. Okay? That doesn't make it a shithole. That
You get mugged a
makes
lot.
it anywhere else on the planet.
You can get mugged a lot.
Okay? Brad and Janet got
Anyway.
mugged in a castle.
Anyways,
so
he's a
back
hot
to
dog.
Brad and Janet. Yeah, he's a hot
He's
dog.
a
so
hot dog.
he turns them all into statues, including Rocky, who's just standing and posing like Michelangelo, like or
Which
whatever.
leads to my, which I love that they are like, when they're on Frozen, they're on the stage all dressed up. So did he individually drag every single one of
Yeah.
them?
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
100%.
This man
Not
has
only
no
did he do
life.
that, but he also dressed them.
He has no life.
Because when
In
they
Cabaret.
because the Medusa transducer
Yeah,
destroys their clothes also.
yeah.
Yeah. So yes, he dragged them.
Well, and I'm not
Can
sure.
you imagine if one of them if he dropped
one
one
of
and one was missing an arm?
And I'm not sure if this is why they dressed them or not, but Janet was supposed to appear nude, and Susan Sarandon refused. So I don't know
Her
if they
nipples
were,
are sticking out of her costume anyways. Who cares?
So I don't know if they were all going to be nude on stage dancing or what, but yeah, Susan Sarandon refused, so they didn't do it. So
I don't. Yeah.
I wouldn't do it.
yeah. Despite how much I said I don't like the ending here, what I really like is the aesthetic of him unfreezing each of them, and they all have their musical moment. I thought that
yeah.
was cool.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was very cool. So the
It's
swimming,
so weird.
the swimming pool they all get in. Susan Sarandon got pneumonia from being in that pool. It was like
no.
they were like so scantily clothed and stuff, and I guess it was a cold pool, so yeah, she got pneumonia and she was going through
They
it.
didn't even have the budget to heat the fucker.
Yeah.
No, and this is all happening with a backdrop of an artificial backdrop of RKO radio tower.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and RKO is not only the finishing move of Randy Orton, but is actually a production company, one of the early Hollywood production companies that no longer exists.
Yep.
But these RKO pictures, most of the movies that are referenced in Double Feature Picture Show are RKO Productions, which in the later years of their company was really big into the B-rate, low-budget horror and sci-fi movies.
Mm. And it was originally supposed to be 20th Century Fox's logo, and 20th Century Fox did not want to be that prominent in the middle of the movie, so they said no.
By this point, you gotta imagine they've been watching the dailies and are like, what the fuck did we order? This is like me getting Domino's, opening up the box and saying, who ordered mushrooms? There's no way that they thought that it would be like this.
Yeah, no chance. Absolutely no chance.
Did anyone expect it? Like, come on.
There's one executive who went to a shaman the night before, and they were gonna be like, trust me, bro, it's gonna be the weirdest proposal, but it's gonna make you so much money in the long run. You can't think of things in years, you have to think of things in decades. Oh,
I like that. So yeah, I mean, we're getting down to brass tacks of it now. So, Riff Raff and Magenta interrupt the proceedings and declare mutiny and say they are going home. We're going back to transsexual Transylvania.
And this, we didn't bring it up, but this is also the reason why Scott's there, the doctor.
Right.
Is he is investigating these science experiments.
Yeah.
Ascertaining that no human knowledge could do what Frankfurt is trying to do.
Yeah.
And assumes that he is extraterrestrial in origin.
Well, and
once again, I want you guys to think like you were Brad in this moment and hearing all of that.
Yeah. Well, this makes me think that. This makes me think that Frank, it makes me think that Frank didn't have complete control over everything because he really didn't. He really thinks, I think, that Brad brought Dr. Scott there.
Oh, yeah.
Because he brings that up multiple times. Like, why did you bring him here? And they try to convince him otherwise, but he doesn't, he doesn't believe them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Which it is kind of convenient. They were going to see him, and he just shows up at this castle. Like, it is convenient.
Yeah.
But.
This is those trite-wrote elements that make up classic science fiction and horror, though. These conveniences that develop as the story goes along. This is all thematic. This is all iconic, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and so here we get our biggest Frankenstein scene of all when Riff Raff starts shooting and killing people. So first he shoots your lovely Columbia.
This movie has a body count.
that he shoots and kills Frank, and then he tries to kill Rocky, but Rocky is Frankenstein picking up Dr. Frankenstein and carrying him up the tower. But then falls in the pool and dies. Which, it's funny that Magenta is even kind of confused about it. She goes, they loved you. They didn't love me! Like, so, yeah, that's kind of
it. Can you tell me what, if I were to go into a hairstylist and showed them a picture of Rocky and said, I want this, would I be banned from that salon?
Yes.
It's a full body shot of him and everything in the gold underwear, like it's the whole
I want to be like him.
Want you to shave all of my hair off my whole body and give me that haircut.
No.
So yeah, it's really funny because Dr. Scott is like talking to Riff Raff. He's like, "No, you did a good job. Like you did good job killing them." And then he tells them all to leave. So they all run out. It's really funny because they're carrying Dr. Scott, right? Like we see Brad carrying Dr. Scott. They're running out with Janet. And then when the castle lifts off, somehow Dr. Scott's back in his wheelchair, like laying on his wheelchair in the ground, and the castle lifts off into space. And we conclude with the criminologist and a spinning globe, and that's the end.
And it's such a weird ending. Like, I'm sorry?
Yeah.
Hold on. Aliens? That's your twist? Aliens? Okay. I mean, I love it. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
But aliens? That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it's like I said, dude, I think the first hour of this movie absolutely rips, and then the final, 30 minutes, they're fine, It's not going to
strains credulity. Right, it strains credulity.
It's not that bad, though, It's just kind of like, eh.
Yeah, it's just fine.
It's watchable.
Yeah, it's fine.
It makes one wonder how much of the first half of the movie is bolstered by having banger after banger after banger.
Because it is non-stop songs.
It's non-stop. Every single, 6 out of the first 8 songs are as iconic as the movie is. Right? But then you hit that point where Dr. Scott comes in, and from then on, it's like, what other great songs are there? So,
put this... First one.
Yeah, Eddie.
Yeah. Right. And that's 1 out of what, maybe 5?
Yeah, I think there's 4 or 5. Yeah, till the end. Well, and some of them are lumped together, like the hot dog song with a couple other they're.
Yeah. You Better Wise Up, Janet Weiss is my least favorite song.
I I like that one.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of it. But once again, that song does have a lot of really fun wordplay. Speaking again, as I say, that this movie is really about communication.
Yeah,
right,
for sure. Yeah, Tim Curry does well in that song, but yeah, I don't really care for it.
I like it. I like the beat. It's a nice little funky. I don't know. I like.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah. So
good.
Just another note or two I have. So it's believed that Jim Sharman, the director, is kind of the originator of Easter eggs in films. So like he had a ton of Easter eggs throughout the entire movie, like paintings of things. Like he would mock paintings with like there's one that's supposed to be a little old woman sitting on a chair, and it's Meatloaf in lady's garb in one of the scenes. A lot of them got cut out in post production, but there were Easter eggs everywhere. And other than that, I mean, we can talk about how it was received. So, I mean, the initial reception when it first came out was incredibly negative. Like, I'm assuming right around the time that we see Tim Curry's character, there were mass walkouts, and so Fox scrapped it. And so because of that, they started putting out secret recordings to, late night movie theaters and college campuses, trying to get people, because that's who they really got to watch it in the UK, was college age students. So eventually it got enough, word of mouth that Fox re-released it in 1977.
Well, and the thing is, this is an early onset of midnight viewings, where a lot of theaters, drive-ins, like you said, college campuses would put out weirder, less advantageous movies for the freaks, for the people that are up at that time. And because of that, this movie has really never gone out of circulation. There's almost always been a theater somewhere showing it, doing some sort of small run for it, to the point that a lot of film historians believe that this movie has the longest theatrical run of all time. It's never been taken out of theaters en masse.
Yep, yeah, that's what I saw too. Is that it went from getting booed and walked off stage to like you said, longest ever. So, yeah, man, first time I ever watched it. Now I've watched it twice and listened to the soundtrack multiple times. I love it. It's up there with Wizard of Oz for me for musical movies. It really is.
It is so good. It's just done so iconically. Like everything about it's just amazing. I love it.
There's never been the reason why it's so important is it's often imitated yet never duplicated.
Sure.
Right. There are other weird musicals.
There will never be a movie like
there are other weird musicals. There are other weird characters. There are other stock moments. But none of them combine all of them together in this weird, fun, campy sort of... The movie doesn't take itself too seriously. It doesn't take itself too clownishly, right? All of the performances are big, brash, and in your face, and perfectly aligned for what the movie's going for anyways.
Yeah. Well, and they've tried twice, right? Like, they tried to put out a sequel called Shock Treatment, I believe, which...
Yes.
Horrible. Never got a following, and then...
horrible.
2016, they released that Let's Do the Time Warp Again. And everyone just saw it as a money grab, and it never did anything. They tried to bring Tim Curry back, but like in the early 2010s, he had that really massive stroke and couldn't do much, right? And then they also tried to make video games for this, and they both failed. Like there was one that was a side scroller that you were
give me it.
You were
I'd love to play it.
You were Brad and Janet in this game trying to get your clothing back from different characters, like running after them to get your clothing back.
Is this on Steam?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm gonna find out.
She's opening up Steam right now.
There was a second game made, so that was made in the 90s. There was a second game made in the 2000s that was like a point and click, like, hey, check out the mansion of Rocky Horror, and you could just, dive into it a little farther. That sounds really
Yes, I know that one. that one.
Yeah.
Stop
Rocky
it.
Horror Experience.
You can get it on you can get it on Steam. It's $10.
It's $10 on Steam.
Well, oh my God. Stop it!
It's on Steam. This is not.
What is it? What is it called? What is it called?
It's literally just called the Rocky Horror Show video game.
It was released October 21st, 2024 by Freak Zone Games, and we're gonna play it.
Is there others? Hold on, I need to know.
Whoa!
Yo,
It's
they have
this-
a board game.
It's the side scroller. It's the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, I bet it's.
yeah. It's
I
like
bet
it's like
so good.
yeah, it's like pixelated as if it was made in the like 90s, but
Oh my god.
it's definitely
Stop.
modern production.
I wonder if they just re-released it, maybe, because it definitely. I think it was 91 is when it came out, so maybe they just redid it.
Well, this is also the Steam, you know.
When
Yes.
Depends
Steam
on when it was
got
added
yeah.
to Steam.
That's
yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Steam's usually late to these things.
Look at this image that was on. Look at that. You're wet.
Hold on. You have to see this.
This is crazy, dude.
Pause. You have to see this. A creature of the night emerges to commit unspeakable acts upon humanity. Oh, the music is awful.
Dude, let's go.
Oh my god.
Are they playing Time Warp? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
We're just watching. you guys
Let's
nod your
do
head.
the
We can't-
time warp again. Let's
this?
do the time warp
I need to
again.
play this.
Well, there you go. If anybody likes Rocky Horror and wants to play the game, go to Steam. It's $10.
Wow.
Worth every penny. I'm gonna buy this.
We don't even know if it's worth every penny, but I know deep down in my
It's
soul
worth.
it's worth $10.
I don't even care if it's bad.
Yeah, it's worth $10 in my pocket.
It's worth the experience.
I've never seen something worth more than $10. You know, I've never seen anything that I thought I could spend $10 more on.
That's amazing.
All right. Well, hey, let's wrap this up and let you guys get to playing your game. So we don't, unlike the Forest Film Club, we don't really rate movies over here, for the most part.
Because you're a coward.
No, we're just trying to be different. So what I do is anyone that comes on, obviously through talking about this, obviously you'd recommend it to someone, but how do I ask this? Why do you think people should absolutely see this movie if they hadn't?
It is an experience that I think the only way to truly understand this movie is to just watch it. Like, it's one of those, you have to just to understand. And then you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But the only way to tell is watching it, because it is just an experience.
If you hate this movie, you're a bigot. So this
And,
movie's great.
and also, if you hate, your opinion is quite literally invalid,
Yeah.
because it's wrong.
Opinions can be wrong, and it
You
would
have-
be wrong.
You would have the wrong horror picture show.
Shut
Dave, I said wrongy.
All right. Well, hey, that's Rocky Horror Picture Show. So thank you both for coming on. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was. I can't wait to come back and do Donnie Darko.
Yeah, we'll do Donnie Darko next. So absolutely.
You can tackle that one by yourself. You don't want my negativity on.
Yeah. No, you're not allowed.
Hey, it's fine. It's a fine movie.
Shut up.
Who is that? Is that Gyllenhaal? Is that who's in that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay.
he's great in it.
with
Okay.
his sister,
With his
Yeah.
real life.
with his real life sister who
Oh, no
plays his
kidding.
sister.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maggie's in it.
Yeah, that's Maggie.
They're great.
Yeah.
I'm excited to start that. Mundo, you may be interested in this. So had a new my love interest in the play found my podcast on TikTok, and she started listening to it, and she is very interested in watching like podcasts that talk shit about movies. So she wants to come on and talk about bad movies. So we're gonna review Minecraft, and she's gonna start coming on and reviewing bad movies with me. So
need another hater, I can flip on the hater hat. Because if you like hearing people hate on movies, come listen to a Mundo rant.
Yeah. What, Max? What is that face?
No.
I'm still going to see it with you. I just know it's going to be terrible.
It's not going to be terrible.
I don't know. It's
going to be amazing.
We'll see.
Oh, you make my head hurt. No, it's kidding.
I had brought the idea up to Morgan and her man because he really likes Minecraft, about going to see it, and Morgan goes, if you ever want to not be friends with my husband, ask him that question again. So
I want to see it.
What is people's problems? Like, it's just gonna be fine.
It's gonna be fine. Yeah, it's not gonna be the worst thing I've ever seen. It's Jack Black. But all right, that's been Rocky Horror Picture Show. This has been the Real Friends Podcast, and we will see you next time.